And it's now time for baseball regional finals. Round Top Carmine versus Fayetteville. Game 1 being played in Brenham. Let's go to Brenham. Standing by is Gary Dushek.
Well, thank you, Mike, and good afternoon. Welcome to historic Fireman's Park here in Brenham as we get ready for the Northeast Fayette County combination, the Round Top Carmine Cubs and the Fayetteville Lions. And this is more than what you would be a district game. This is a matchup to see who gets to the state semifinals next week. It's best 2 out of 3. We're going to play 2 games tonight, games 1 and 2. And then if they split the doubleheader tonight, game 3 will be back here on Saturday at 2 o'clock. So we'll be here for that if necessary. Got a good crowd on hand, and it is extremely warm. It's downright hot, is what it is. For the most part, this field is all grass, regular grass and dirt, but they have synthetic turf around the home plate area and the pitcher's mound and up to first and third base foul line, maybe 15 or 20 feet or so. But the rest of it is a regular baseball park, and this field has been here forever. One of the historic parks in the area. The field that has a train track running parallel to the left field line, elevated here a little bit above us. So glad you folks are with us this afternoon. But these two have not played this year. Generally, they were always in the same district. But this year, the UIL, in their infinite wisdom, split them up, put RTC in the district that they've been in with Burton and Mumford and those folks. Fayetteville was sent south for baseball, and that would be the district that had Flatonia, Schulenburg, and Weimer and Shiner. So they did not meet up in district play. So the way the bracket was set up, they meet in the regional finals today to see who gets to the state semifinals next week against the winner of the Brooklyn Avalon series. And Brooklyn won the first game of that series last night, 8-2. So, but one thing at a time. You got to win 2 games here either today or a combination thereof between now and Saturday. All right, we'll be back. We'll have more on this combination between these two. We come back to Brenham right after this.
The Round Top Mercantile is sporting a fresh look with new outdoor color scheme and signage. On the inside, they've enhanced their great deli and made it even better. The Round Top Mercantile has a wider selection of meats by Boar's Head Meats and more cheese options. There's plenty of choices of fresh sandwich fixings and spreads. That makes Round Top Mercantile a stop for lunch or any time when you want a sandwich. And don't forget about their great selection of chips and drinks. Where else can you get your groceries, a deli sandwich, a cold beverage, lumber, gas, hardware, and even apparel? Round Top Mercantile, a farmer's lumber company.
The Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo is in the books, and Shoppers John Deere is proud to be the official tractor provider. Shoppers donates over 120 pieces of equipment to help move the rodeo. People always ask, what do you do with all those John Deere tractors when the rodeo is over? Well, we bring them back to our 8 Shoppers locations and sell them with great demo discounts along with full warranty. It's a once-a-year tractor opportunity. See our specials at SHOPPAS. Shoppers, we're your tractor experts.
As the school year comes to a close, Colorado Valley Communications would like to recognize the hard work, dedication, and achievements of our local high school seniors of Fayette and surrounding counties. To our area graduates, take a moment to celebrate your accomplishments as you look forward to your future. We wish you endless success and fulfillment as you embark on this exciting new chapter of your lives. Congratulations to the class of 2025 from all of us at Colorado Valley Communications.
Since 1965, Fayetteville Propane Company has taken care of your propane needs. They sell and service propane tanks. Fayetteville Propane also has fireplaces, gas logs, heaters, and gas grills. They also carry water heaters and outdoor cooking equipment. Call Fayetteville Propane at 378-2213. They also have an office in Brenham. That number is 979-836-7044. Fayetteville Propane is happy to be a part of tonight's regional finals broadcast.
Phillips and Lucky Funeral Home is a proud sponsor of this broadcast. Phillips and Lucky Funeral Home has been serving the families of Central Texas in their times of need for over 80 years. Family owned and operated, Phillips and Lucky Funeral Home offers meaningful and personalized funeral and cremation services with care and compassion from people you know that you can trust. Phillips and Lucky Funeral Home in Giddings.
All right, welcome back to Fireman's Park. The two coaches, Ben Arns for Round Top Carmine and Clint Yeager for Fayetteville, meeting with the four-man umpire crew out of the Brazos Valley chapter. And these two schools use this chapter, so they will be familiar with these umpires. Fayetteville is looking for its 10th or make that 11th appearance in the state semifinals if they can get through this round. They've been to the regional final 7 of the last 8 years. Round Top Carmine is making its second ever appearance to the regional finals in school history in baseball. The last time they did it, the first time they did it was in 2019 when they lost to Dehanis. And again, Fayetteville has been to the state tournament the last 3 out of the last 4 years, trying to get back there again for the 11th time. These two teams got to this point. First of all, Fayetteville had a first-round bye, and then they defeated Dehanis in a one-game round 8-2, beat Knippa last Saturday night. We had that game here on KVUK. It was 19-2. And then RTC opened up the playoffs with a sweep of Holiday Zeta, 25-0 and 16-1. Then they went a 3-game series against Medina, winning game 1 4-2, but dropped the second game 17-16. And then won game 3, 5-4. And last week, up in Willis, swept Spurger, winning 13-3. We had that game on KBUK last week, and then they won the nightcap there, 15-4. And last Saturday night, we were with the Fayetteville Lions when they knocked out Knippa 19-2. So that sets up this combination today between these two here. Best 2 out of 3 games, 1 and 2 tonight. And I'll give you a little heads up now. Unless something falls, we will have the two superintendents visiting tonight. I told them to flip a coin. One's coming in the first game, and the other one's coming in the second game. And I'll be talking about Brandon Scavisa and Dr. Jeff Harvey, since these two are playing each other. And thought about this last night, and I got an email today from RTC said, "Can you visit with the soup?" And I said, "Well, we'll work it out." So one of them's going to be here in about the third inning of the first game, and then we'll visit with the other one in game 2, because I wouldn't want to make anybody mad on the north end of the county having one superintendent on and not the other one. So again, the coaches breaking up their meeting now at the home plate, and we're fixing to get the introductions in. So while they're going to do that, we'll do the same thing. This is a good old ballpark, 360 to straightaway center. 320 down the lines, got a good hitting monster in the background, and the big Brenham water tower is out beyond the center field wall. All right, Fayetteville's the visitors here in game 1, so here we go. Their starting lineup. I got Fayetteville folks kind of sitting on one side and Round Top to my left. All right, Lawson Frisch will lead it off and play left field. Batting second is the shortstop, Easton Yeager. Batting third will be the pitcher, Jack Schley. Hitting fourth, Chance Konvichka. He'll be playing first base here in game 1. Batting fifth will be the catcher, Dylan Henneke. Camden Casper, the third baseman, bats sixth. Batting seventh will be center fielder, Cole Schmidt. Hitting eighth, the second baseman, Jack Winford. And batting ninth will be the designated hitter, Brody Dooley. Now, he'll be hitting for the right fielder, Kellen Lopez. Lions are wearing white pants, maroon jerseys, white numbers and letters outlined in black. And again, the athletic order, Fritsch in left, Yeager at short, Schley pitching, Konvichka at first, Henneke catching, Casper at third, Schmidt in center, Winford at second, and Dooley, the designated hitter. Round Top Carmine today is wearing the white pants with black jerseys, antique gold numbers and letters. Same combination with their cap. They're wearing a gray, maroon, and white cap. And we're going to have a good crowd here today. Of course, the Brenham folks will take some interest. Everybody, they know a lot of folks in the Round Top Carmine Fayetteville, relatives, things of that nature. All right, the Cubs will start this lineup. They'll lead off with their pitcher, Will Neese. Batting second, the right fielder, Rolando Soto. Batting third, the designated hitter, Carter Marburger. Hitting fourth, the catcher, Cash Wessels. Batting fifth, will be the shortstop, Miles Neese. Batting sixth in left field, Cody Wunderlich. Hitting seventh, the first baseman, Caden Tovey. Batting eighth at third base, Fagundo Serta. Batting ninth in center field is Cash Robertson. And the second baseman tonight will be Jake Smith. Again, for the Cubs, it'll be Will Neese pitching, Soto in right, Marburger the DH, Wessels catching, Miles Neese at short, Wunderlich in left, Tovey at first, Serta at third, Robertson in center, and then Smith, second baseman. All right, we'll take a break and be back. 90 seconds. We'll be getting our ball game underway.
Orsox Cafe has the best home-cooked meals along with great service and is located at 121 West Fayette in downtown Fayetteville. They have so much to choose from, like chicken fried chicken and steak, catfish, hamburgers, homemade onion rings, desserts, and lots more. They also have daily and nightly specials, so make sure to dine in to enjoy a delicious meal with their great service. That's Orsox Cafe in Fayetteville, a sponsor of this broadcast, wishing the Fayetteville Lions the best of luck in the baseball playoffs. Special recognition to grandson number 2, Camden Casper, and their son-in-law, assistant coach Sodek.
Howdy, everybody. Todd Fritsch here for Giddings Livestock. Jeff Brown, Phil Brockenbush, and myself appreciate the opportunity to market your cattle. We can receive your cattle at the barn or for your convenience. We have holding pens in Industry, Fayetteville, Carmine, and LaGrange. For more info, you can call the barn at 979-542-2274 or check us out on Facebook, Instagram, or GittingsLivestock.com. And remember, at Giddings Livestock, your cattle are our business.
The LaGrange Family Health Center is happy to announce that their new physician, Dr. Nathan Anderson, is now on board, and he is seeing patients in both the LaGrange and the Giddings Clinic. The LaGrange Clinic is located at 1253 North Von Minden Street and over in Giddings at 598 Cactus Street. To make an appointment, you can call 979-968-8493. Again, Dr. Nathan Anderson is now on board and is seeing patients at the LaGrange Family Health Center, their location in LaGrange and Giddings.
And this is KVLG-KBUK, LaGrange.
All right, the Cubs have taken the field. Again, Will Neese is on the mound with Cash Wessels behind the plate. Caden Tovey at first, Jake Smith at second. Fagundo Serta is at third, and Miles Neese is at short. Cody Wunderlich in left, Cash Wessels in center. I should say Cash Robertson's in center. We got Cash Wessels catching. You can't be in two places as one. They got two Cashes out here, but Robertson's the center fielder, and Wessels is the catcher. And out in right field is Rolando Soto. Cubs are coached by Ben Arns, assisted by Keith Kaiser for the Fayetteville Lions, Clint Yeager and Marcus Sodek. Coach Arns' first year. Clint Yeager's been at Fayetteville for what, 20 how many years baseball? Yeah. 26 years head baseball. Yeah, he took over for Amos Schley, right? Yep, okay. All right, so you got 26 years for Coach Yeager and the first year in RTC for Coach Ben Arns. Fayetteville is in the first base dugout. Of course, Brenham has a baseball history. Let's see, I'm looking at the state champion signs, 7 of them. 70, 75, 76, 86, 87, 88, and 2010. All right, the first three batters for the Lions will be Fritsch, Yeager, and Schley. And the winner on to the state semifinals some point next week. All right, Lawson Fritsch will lead it off. Will Neese ready, and the first pitch of our series is a fastball at the knees for a strike. .435 hitter on the season. All right, the 0-1 pitch from Neese is a breaking ball, to swing and a miss for strike two. Neese has got a good curveball, and he does throw strikes. Infield back all the way around for him. All right, the 0-2 pitch, the fastball is bounced towards second. Jake Smith is up with it over the first, a little bit wide. Then they pulled off Kobe, and up in the E3, and they got a base runner. So a little bit wide, and the Lions get their leadoff man on. I'm going to bring up Easton Yeager. Yeager at 4'11" with 21 RBIs. Rich at first. A threat to run. Now Cash Wessels is going to go out and flash a few signs from behind the plate. We've just started. Neese will throw over the first, and Frisch will dive back. All right, Neese ready, the stretch and pitch. Fastball a little up and away for ball. We are right behind home plate. I mean, I'm looking over the plate umpire's shoulder, more or less. Not a lot of foul territory here. Not as much as we've seen in some of these other newer parks. Fritch at first with a decent lead. The stretch and pitch to the plate. The fastball to strike. He's going to throw down. Is going to be late by Wessels. Stolen base for Austin Fritch. So a little bit on the shortstop side, but they wouldn't have got him even if the throw was right on the money. So the Lions have a runner in scoring position with Fritch down at second base and a 1-1 count to Easton Yeager. All right, Neese checks the runner out of the stretch behind him. And the pitch in is a breaking ball that's wide. And it's 2 balls and a strike. Two 2-1 pitch, another fastball. That one's wide, and it's 3-1. The one problem with Fireman's Park, the parking lot's not all that big. And these people, some of these folks are probably having to walk a little ways to get in here. All right, the 2-1. Low on the way. Actually, that was ball. That was a 3-1 pitch, and that's a walk, and Yeager is on. The pitch low and outside. Well, the one thing that I would think RTC wanted here was not to give up a bunch of base runners early, and the hitter's going to be Jack Schley, and Fayetteville. RTC's putting on a shift. Fagundo Serta, the third baseman, is playing Rover out in right field. So the shortstop, Miles Neese, has got the entire right side of the infield. He's over there at short by himself. Now Schley squares around. The runner's going to third. They're basically giving up the stolen base, and Fayetteville took the open bases, and they moved them up. Yeah, Schley is a dead pull hitter, but it also opens up some running room. So Miles Neese is playing between third and short, and he's over there by himself. All right, here's the stretch and pitch to Schley, and he swings and lifts the foul ball out of play. That'll be over the railroad track here off the third base side. So a 1-1 count to Jack Schley. 489 with 25 RBIs and a home run. The 1-1 pitch, that's wide for ball, and it's 2-1. Lions got a rally here early in the game. They got second and third and nobody out. Again, Serta playing in shallow left field, right field. Soto moving over toward right center. That pitch is high for ball, and it's 3-1. Anything pulled down the right field line, that might be an inside the park home run. Okay, 3-1, and he swings and fouls it back. Took a big cut at that one. Now it's a full count to Schley. Chance Konvichka's on deck. All right, with a 3-2, Nice ready, and here it comes out of the windup and up and away, and Sly laid off, and the bases are loaded. So an error and 2 walks have loaded up the bases, and Coach Ben Arns is making a quick trip out of the dugout. And now RTC will bring their infielders in to visit. I would assume they're going to put Facundo Serta back at third base, but I don't know that yet. He's involved in the meeting. So the Cubs got a threat going here in the top of the first. The throwing error and the 2 walks. Chance Konvichka, one of the seniors. Of course, RT Fayetteville graduated 2 weeks ago. So do you call the seniors graduates now? How do you do that? Are they still seniors? They're still seniors, okay. I guess in the mom's eyes, they're still seniors. They're not graduated yet. They're rather long conversation on the air. Now they go out there and break it up. Yeah, Round Top Carmine graduates tomorrow night. All right, here is Konvichka, 415, 20 RBIs. He's had 3 homers this year. And he comes up with the bases loaded and nobody out. And the Lions looking for a big inning here to start. Fastball sails a little bit away from him, catches the corner for a called strike. Left-handed batter here. The 0-1 swing and took a big cut at that one and chopped it foul back here to the screen right in front of us. And it's 0-2. Nice really needs a strikeout here or infield pop. Round Top Carmine, that would be good too as well. All right, the 0-2 here to Konvichka, and that fastball sails wide for ball, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Schley with his lead. They're not holding him. Yeager getting all he wants at second. Fritz down the third baseline. The pitch to Konvichka, and he yanks a curveball into the first base dugout. Had been bailing out. That's Fayetteville's dugout over there. If they weren't awake in that dugout, they are now. Of course, nobody sits in the dugout anymore. They all stand by the screen out in front of the dugout. All right, the 1-2 pitch coming again here to Chance Konvichka. Knee side of the windup, and here it comes, and that's a swing at a foul. He chased one up and away from him again. Nice with a little movement away from the left-handed batters, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Of course, the pitch count's in effect, 110 pitches for the series. Now Konvichka asks for time. They've all had plenty of days, so everybody starts from zero with the pitches here today. All right, here comes the 1-2 again, and that comes in and hitting, and that'll force in the run. And the Lions get on the board first. Lawson Fritz with the run. Yeager the third, Slide a second. Konvichka hit by the pitch, gets an RBI. And there's Dylan Henneke, the catcher. Freshman catcher hitting .400. Neese in a jam here, curveball. That's wide for ball. Broke off the plate. He's going 1-0. Lions with a chance to have a big inning here. First four hitters have all reached base. One run is home. Bases are loaded. The 1-0 is fouled back. Good cut at that fastball, and it's a ball and a strike. A lot of folks sitting here on the first base side. Third base, pretty good turnout, too. 1-1. Curveball. That's a good one. Strike call. So needs to head a ball and 2 strikes. RTC's playing the middle infielders back. Corner infielders about even with the bases. The 1-2. That's a little pop-up. This will be infield fly towards second. And the play made. It's dropped by Smith, but it's still the infield fly rule. Now they throw home, but they didn't have to. And here comes Yeager home to score. They made one throw they didn't have to make there, and the Lions got a run out of that. The batter is out, and the runners took, even though some of the runners started running, they didn't necessarily have to do that, and that actually caused more confusion for Round Top Carmine than it did for Fayetteville. Of course, we had a weird deal last Saturday night when Fayetteville got doubled up on an infield fly pop-up. So Yeager scores. Henneke is out on the pop-up. Slide is at third, and Konvichka is at second. There's one out, and there's a strike call to Casper. Now, there's no run batted in because they scored on the throwing error. That was definite unforced error there on RTC. The 0-1, and Camden Casper, the batter, fouled one off. He hit a solo homer last Saturday night against Knippa. Right down the foul line, it stayed fair. Just got inside the pole. Another freshman. 0-2, breaking pitch is wide. One away in the inning. Fayetteville's got 2 runs without a base hit here. All right, the 1-2, fastball is upstairs, pops out of Wesley Smith. No chance for Sly to come home on that one. Just rolled away a few feet toward the first base on deck circle. Infield still playing back. 2-2, curveball is wide again for ball. That's 3-0. They're not chasing that curveball. One out. There's one out. The infield fly rule on the pop-up.
It's their first game.
3 balls, 2 strikes to Camden Casper. That's inside, and the bases are loaded. Now that'll bring up Cole Schmidt. Hitting .265 for the junior, a left-handed hitter. Two runs across for the Lions. Neese is going to go out of the windup here with the bases loaded. Sly with a fair slice lead off a third. And the pitch to Schmidt is right down the middle for a strike with a fastball at the belt. Danbury's leading 3-0 over Schulenburg in the 5th inning in the first game of that doubleheader down at Cy Creek. All right, the 0-1 pitch. Didn't quite catch the upper part of the strike zone, a little wide maybe for ball, and it is 1-1. Cash West is going out to talk to his pitcher, but that was a very brief conversation there. So we got maroon on to my right and black on the left here, more or less. The 1-1 curveball breaks low and in. Schmidt back jumping off the plate a little bit to avoid that one. A lot of pitches here for Will Neese in the first inning. They play him straight away in the outfield. All right, Neese ready in the 2-1 to Schmidt. Curveball, swing and a miss. That was a good pitch there, and it's 2-2. He's got a good curveball. Takes a little while to get to the plate. All right, 2-2 coming. Another curveball. That's a little flare out towards second. That's handled by Smith for the out. And there's 2 outs, and they're telling him do not throw the ball to home plate. Right off the handle. They haven't hit the ball hard yet in this inning. So another pop-up. Bases are still loaded, and here's Jack Winford coming up, the second baseman. Number 0, 342 average. Fastball swung and fouled back into the screen right above me here. Boy, if you're Fayetteville, you want more than 2 runs out of this. After all this, RTC would be thankful to only give up 2 runs. All right, Neese ready. The 0-1. Oh, got the outside corner call with that cutter, and it's 0-2. Eighth batter of the inning. The 0-2, another curveball. Call strike 3. And after all that, RTC comes out of that smelling like a rose. 8 batters bat and only 2 score for Fayetteville, and they leave the bases loaded. Half an inning. Cubs 2. Lions are coming to bat. We'll be back right after this.
Gary and Betty Fritsch from Fritsch Cattle Company proudly support the Fayetteville athletic teams, and they are super proud of the Lions baseball team and coaches. They send them the best of luck in the baseball playoffs, and a special recognition to their grandsons, Lawson Fritsch and Jack Schley. Go Lions! Fritsch Cattle Company, located in Fayetteville, a proud sponsor of this broadcast on KVLG-KBUK.
Did you know that Carmine State Bank has been serving the banking needs of their customers from one location for over 100 years? That's right. And while they may not have multiple locations or branches, Carmine State Bank has strong, deep roots, continuing to be one of the strongest and well-capitalized bank in this area. Reach out to Carmine State Bank to learn more by visiting their website or visit their location at 235 Centennial Street in Carmine. Carmine State Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender, a proud sponsor of this broadcast.
All right, bottom of the first on the mound for the Cubs, for the Lions, I should say. We have Jack Schley, the big right-hander. Pitching-wise for Jack this year, 178 unrun average, 4-0. 35 innings, 54 Ks, 19 walks, and hits. He's given up 19. All right, defensively for Fayetteville, you got Dylan Henneke behind the plate. Chance Konvichka will be the first baseman. Jack Winford at second. Camden Casper at third, and Easton Yeager is short. Lawson Fritsch in left, Cole Schmidt in center, and Kellen Lopez the right fielder. First three hitters for the Cubs, Will Neese, Rolando Soto, and Carter Marburger. That, even though they gave up 2 runs, that top of this first inning, that's a win for RTC with all the base runners and everything that went on in that inning. Survived a couple of errors. The walk did not give up a base hit, and that kept him in the inning. All right, Will Neese will start at their pitcher. Sly ready, and the first pitch from him is a fastball that comes in on him for ball. Now, we got 2 different versions of pitchers here. Sly is a hard thrower. Neese crowds the plate, right-hand batter. That fastball is right down the middle for a call strike. Infielders are back, outfielders straight away. The 1-1, curveball, that's a good one, strike call. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. All right, the 1-2, fastball up high. He checked his swing, and the first base umpire said he didn't swing. Didn't look like he did. Rolando Soto is on deck. The 1-2 curveball, that hangs up too high inside, and it's 2-2. Nice Sly ready, 3-2. Fastball is fouled out of play, straight back. Cars in the parking lot here can be having an issue with foul balls too. All right, the 3-2 coming to Neese. Curveball up and in, barreled him out of there, and that's a walk. High and tight, and the Cubs get their leadoff man on by way of the base on balls. All right, Rolando Soto, their right fielder for the Cubs, stepping up, a left-handed batter. Neese, a rather large lead away from conviction. That'll throw a quick throw over there, and that one's fairly close. All right, Slot. Soto squares around like he might bunt, takes a strike right through there. And it's 1 strike to Rolando Soto. Carter Marburger is up next. Again, Neese with a big lead at first. Fastball is wide.
His bat was out there for 3 days. His bat was out there.
Ball and a strike here to Neese. All right, slide back on the rubber. Takes a look at Neese at first. Again, Soto squares and takes it high and away for ball. And it's 2 balls and a strike here to Rolando Soto. Camden Casper is crashing from third on every pitch. Squares around again, and he bunted through that fastball for a strike, and it's 2-2. All right, Sly ready. The runner's going. He steps off the rubber, throws to second, and now they got Neese hung up. They run him back to first, and the tag applied by Chance Conviction. He took off a little early, and Jack Sly did not panic. Just stepped off the rubber and ran at him and gets the ball to Yeager, and then back to Konvichka, and he raced the base runner. That'll go down as a caught stealing. 2-6-3. And Soto still at the plate with a 2-ball, 2-strike count. All right, 2-2 coming here to Soto. There he bunts down a little bit too hard back to Sly. He'll lob it over the first, and there's 2 away. the bunt too much toward the mound. So the second out of the inning there for the Cubs. Here's Carter Marburger, the designated hitter. Right-handed batter. Pitch is a swing. He took a big cut at a high inside fastball that was out of the strike zone. A little over anxious on that one for Marburger, and it's 0-1. The 0-1 fastball cut through that one about letter high for strike 2. All right, Sly ready in the 0-2 pitch. That's popped up on the infield third base side. Camden Casper, even with the bag, squeezes it, and the inning is over. So the leadoff walk doesn't develop for the Cubs as Sly faces 3 batters. We played 1 inning. 2-0 Fayetteville here in game 1. We'll be back to Brenham on KBUK and KVLG in a moment.
Menarche Construction has a reputation of building high quality and solid homes. Their customers know that they will get the craftsmanship and service they deserve. If you're looking to build a new home or to remodel your current home, call Menarche Construction at 968-3618. That's 968-3618. Menarche Construction is happy to be a part of tonight's broadcast.
JW Steakhouse in Carmine serves home-cooked, wholesome food in a comfortable atmosphere. Chicken fried steak and chicken, hamburgers, certified Angus beef steak, delicious sides, homemade desserts, and more. JW Steakhouse is located in downtown Carmine and open Tuesday through Saturday from 11 to 9, closed on Sunday and Monday. And JW Steakhouse is a sponsor of this broadcast. They are really proud of the Round Top Carmine baseball team and wish them the best of luck in the playoffs.
Welcome back to Fireman's Park. We're off to the top of the second inning in game 1. It'll be for the Lions, Dooley, Fritch, and Yeager, 9, 1, and 2, facing Will Neese, who got out of a major problem in the first inning with only 2 runs being scored. Didn't give up a hit. There was a couple of errors and a couple of 3 walks, but Fayetteville could have put up a big crooked number there and only got 2 runs out of it. All right, Brody Dooley, the DH, will step up. Another one of their seniors hitting .227. In the winner of this series plays either Brooklyn or Avalon, and Brooklyn leads that 1-0 already. There's a fly ball out to center. That's driving back Robertson, still on over his shoulders, and that's going to land short of the green monster. And Dooley's going to trot into second base with a stand-up double. He put a charge into that one. No chance for Robertson, and to double the deep center to get things started here for Fayetteville in the second inning. All right, here's Lawson Fritz. Open up the game, reaching on a throwing error and scored their first run. Right-hand batter. Open stance. Curveball to strike. Another medal winner at the state pole vault this year. State track. All right, knee side of the stretch takes Dooley behind him at second, and the pitch to the plate is a pop-up right out on the other side of the mound. And who's going to call this one for Round Top Carmine? Third baseman Fernando Serta took control of that one and squeezed it between the mound and the shortstop spot, and that's the first out of the inning. Easton Yeager will come up. He drew a walk his first time and scored their second run in that first inning. Dooley still at second with 1 out now, and Neese's pitch bounces in and bounces by Cash Wessels, and Dooley's going to go to third on the wild pitch. It doesn't bounce in the dirt here because there's no dirt. It's turf that's brown like dirt. Same thing with the pitcher's mound. All right, RTC is bringing the infield in here with a runner in third and one out, down 2-0. Pitch to Yeager, the strike at the knees, right on the corner. Good pitch, and it is a 1-ball, 1-strike count. One away, runner third. Curveball off the end of the bat. Cued that one up the first baseline foul. He does have a good curve. That ball breaks a bunch, and Yeager got that one right off the end of the bat. All right, Dooley down at third. Cubs looking for an out here. Ends up swinging a fly ball out. Pretty well hit to left center. Moving over Wonderlick. That's way deep enough to get the run home. He makes the catch. Here's the tag from Dooley, and he trots home to make it 3-0. Sacrifice fly for Easton Yeager. That had a lot of carry on it. So the Lions get that run home. Double the wild pitch and the sacrifice fly. Yeager picking up the run batted in. That would be his 22nd of the year. And they put the shift on for Schley again, with Serta playing in shallow right field. And the first pitch to Jackie fouls it off over the third base dugout. Serta basically is a rover in shallow right. Soto, the right fielder, is playing left center. Pitch into Slide. He hits it right into the shift, and it's knocked, and it was fielded right off the grass, backhanded by Facundo Serta. So the shift worked. That ball had a lot of overspin on it. It dropped, but Serta got that glove down, backhanded it, caught it, and her first base umpire right there on top of it. It worked. They got the out. Hardest hit ball of the game was an out. So he lined out to third base in right field. How do you write? Okay, almost. Okay, that's a L5 with a little right number 9 by it. How about that? But the Lions get a run. They're up 3-0 going to the bottom of the second. We'll be back here on KVUK.
Rushka Store and Bakery in Ellinger, family owned and operated since 1912, and known for their delicious kolaches, cinnamon rolls, and other freshly baked goods, along with their cheeseburger, sandwiches, and more. They're conveniently located right along Highway 71 in Ellinger. Next time you're in the area, make sure to stop, fill up on gas, snacks, and pick up some baked goods and order from the grill. While you wait on your order, browse through their area of gift items and apparel. Rushka Store and Bakery, a proud sponsor of this broadcast. Go Lions!
To guarantee your home's heating and cooling system is ready for whatever the season's weather brings, call Reader's Air Conditioning and Heating today. They're the people you know and trust. Reader's Air Conditioning and Heating can give you expert service and authentic Lennox quality, coupled with savings that'll make achieving perfect air in your home easier than ever. Call Readers today at 968-5277 or visit their website, readersac.com. License number TACLB 10227C.
All right, thank you, Mike. Welcome back to Fireman's Park in Brennan. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Cubs lead game 1, 3-0. No, the Lions lead 3-0 over the Cubs. Wessels, Neese, and Wunderlich facing Jack Schley, who thought he had a sinking line drive hit that was caught by the third baseman in shallow right field. So Coach Orange did his homework on that shift. Here's Cash Wessels, takes one down low and inside. Big, strong right-handed pitcher. Saw him last week over at Willis, hit a solo homer. A big shot against Spurger. All right, the 1-0. That's a strike right at the knees of the fastball, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1, that breaking ball bounces low and away and back to the backstop for ball, and it's 2-1. Austin Fritz fairly deep out in left field. All right, 2-1 coming to Cash Wessels. Miles Neese is next. Pitch from Schley. Fastball comes up and in on him for ball, and it's 2-2. All right, the 2-1 pitch. Swinging a bouncer into the hole in the left field. A base hit for Wessels, and there's the first hit of the day for Round Top Carmine. Casper just dove at it, but just came up short. And a run, the leadoff man is on for RTC. And let's see if they put a courtesy runner in for Wessels. He's not but I would say the fastest man on the team. And they are going to have somebody out there to run for him. Batter's going to be Miles Neese, the shortstop. Got people still coming in to watch because we got a long way to go here. We got 2 games here. Supposed to get off of work.
Come on, Dad, figure it out.
This place is going to be full before we get through. All right, Neese is going to step up. It looks like Wessels is going to run for himself, at least for the time being anyway. Another right-handed batter. Shortstop Miles Neese, the brother of the pitcher, Will Neese. All right, Sly out of the stretch. And the pitch, good fastball at the knees for a call strike. Three 0 lead for Fayetteville. RTC batting here in the bottom of the second. Another fastball, same spot, strike at the knees. That one got outside corner there, but it caught the plate. It was a strike. All right, slide the 0-2. Another fastball. Bouncer up the middle. Yeager underhanded back to second for the out there. The throw to first in time. No chance for Jack Renford to get the out at first. The ball is not hit hard enough, but Fayetteville got the lead runner on the force out of Wessels, 6-4. Fielder's choice for Neese. And he takes over at first base. And here's Cody Wunderlich, the left fielder. Neese with his lead away from Konvichka. Sly will take a look at him. Now he's set. And the pitch, swing and a miss on the fastball for strike, right at the knee. All right, the 0-1. Curveball, swing and a miss. So after all the fastballs, he took a real early cut, and he was way out in front of that one, and it's 0-2.
Don't look at him again.
All right, Schlau ready, the 0-2. Swinging a little chopper foul. He just a piece of it by Wunderlich. That pitch was a little off the plate, but he was protecting with a 2-strike count. So he'll get to see another one. All right, Schlau ready. The 0-2, fastball again, fouled off. Fought off an inside fastball that time. Caden Tovey, the on-deck batter. Cubs have one hit so far. The leadoff single in this inning by Wessels. The 0-2, curveball, dropped to right it in there, call strike, good pitch there. Just that overhand curveball there. And that's Schley's first strikeout of the day. That'll bring up Caden Covey, the first baseman. Fastball in the corner for a strike to Tovey, a right-handed batter. The 0-1, that's low for ball. 1-1 pitch, swinging a foul into the screen here off the first base side. Kobe got that one off the end of the bat. He's still at first. Convictus holding him there. 1-2, curveball, swing and a miss, strike 3, and the inning is over. Couple of strikeouts for Sly in that inning. Leadoff single doesn't develop for Round Top Carmine. We have played 2 innings so far here at Fireman's Park. It is a 3-0 lead for the Lions. We'll be back on KBUK in a moment.
Since 1988, Round Top Real Estate has provided exceptional service for buyers and sellers in Fayette and surrounding counties. We live here, we work here, we play here. Come share the country with us. Make sure to visit us on the square in Round Top, at 103 North Main Street in LaGrange, or at roundtoprealestate.com. Round Top Real Estate is a proud sponsor of this broadcast.
Hi, this is Jody Wick with Cavender Chevrolet Buick GMC in Weimar. Did you know that we are not only a Mark of Excellence award-winning dealership in sales and service, but we also offer a complete collision auto paint and body shop? That's right. We work with all insurance companies, use only the best quality PPG paint, and our technicians have over 30 years of experience and are ICAR certified. We work on both foreign and domestic cars and trucks, and we also specialize in aluminum repair. So come take advantage of all the great services we offer here at Cavender Collision Center in Weimar, making confidence happen right here at home.
All right, we go to the top of the third. A 3-0 lead for the Lions. Glad you folks are with us here this evening. Mike Andrews back at our studios, as always, doing the professional job that he always does. It'll be Konvichka, Henneke, and Casper facing Will Neese, who got out of a lot of trouble in the first inning with only 2 runs being. This game could be 5 or 6-0 very easily. First pitch to Konvichka. He skies one, and I mean skies one out to right. Soto's camping out underneath it, shading his eyes, and makes the catch, and that thing was way up there. And there ain't nothing but blue sky up there today, but he hauled it in for the out, and that's a 1-pitch out for Will Neese. Dylan Henneke popped up to second his first time up. All right, Neese ready to pitch to Henneke, the breaking ball that bounces way outside and by everybody back to the backstop for ball. This ballpark, again, as I told you, is a historic one. They've got retired numbers out on the scoreboard, and let's see. I know you Astros fan will recognize Cecil Cooper's name out in right field, number 18. He was a manager for the Astros for a while. He went to school here in Brenham. The 1-0. That's low for ball. And out there in left center is John Peters, who was a high school phenom, but had arm problems and never really pitched much after he got out of high school. And he was something else in high school and had arm trouble at a very early age. Fastball right in there to Henneke for a strike. And that's the only 2 numbers I see out there that were retired here at Fireman's Park. All right, the 2-1, curveball up to Henneke's up and in for ball, and he gets ahead 3 balls and a strike. 1 out, nobody on for Fayetteville here in the top of the 3rd inning. In the first of 2. 3-1, fastball, chopper over the mound, charging Miles Neese, the shortstop. He's never going to get him, and didn't field it cleanly anyway. And, boy, probably a hit. Let's see what the scoreboard does if they agree with us. They're thinking about it. They're still thinking about it. Camden Casper will be the batter. I think there they go. They put a hit up there. We all agreed. Okay, that's good. So an infield hit for Henneke, second for the Lions, and here comes Camden Casper, who walked back in the first inning. All right, Nice will work out of the stretch. Yeah, you can hear me. Got a runner on. Pitch into Casper is low and away, bounces in there, and we're happy to be joined. We told you we were going to get the superintendents, and we have Brandon Scavisa from Round Top Carmine. He's going to visit with him here for an inning or so, and is Casper at the plate with a runner on base. Nice out of the stretch, 3-0 game, the stretch and pitch. A little bit low and away for ball. Well, Mr. Scavisa, glad to have you here. Good to see you. Well, hang on. Let me get your volume up. We want the whole world to be able to hear you here. Let's see. Let me try something else. Well, you know what? It always helps to plug in the microphone. Look like live radio. Let's try that again. All right. I'll try it.
Yes, sir.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Hey, appreciate you inviting me over.
Glad to have you here. This is you guys talked a while ago. This is very neat. The two communities so close, not in the same district, and here you are playing for the semifinals, and there is a lot of folks here today.
Yes, sir, it is. I tell you, like I talked with Dr. Harvey, I said, reading that article in the paper, I mean, how cool is this? I mean, to be 15 miles up the road from one another, and they got moved out of the district, and then here we are, needing you up to go to the state championship. So just awesome.
All right, Casper took a strike. It's 3-1. The pitch to him, and he yanks one way foul down the right field line. That's going to be on the track down that way. You know, let's talk about your Cubs. I mean, athletically, you've had a good year. The girls went to the semifinals in volleyball. The basketball did great. Baseball here, much improved, and everything is going in the right direction. You got guys playing now that seem like they like to play.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, definitely.
There's a strike call. At the strikeout, the runner was going, and no tag put down on the courtesy runner.
Yes, sir. We definitely got a group of kids, and with Coach Arns, and the help is definitely coming in the future too with the program. It's going to be exciting time for RTC baseball. I honestly think we're way ahead of schedule already, making it this far this year. He's done an awesome job with our kids, and again, I just can't begin to express how exciting this is for Fayette County. This is just great.
Cole Schmidt's the batter now with the runner at second. Mason Finhouse is the courtesy runner. There's two away here with a 1-ball count here on Cole Schmidt. Going back to let's talk about that state semifinal situation, to deal with the medals that y'all had to deal with back in volleyball. You had your ceremony. Is anything going to be done differently with the baseball thing, or are you going to have to deal with that again if y'all are fortunate to get to that point?
I don't think anything's going to happen this year. From what I've gathered from UIL is that they're going to set the state semifinal and the regional tournament is going to be back-to-back days. So pretty much it's going to be wherever it ends up. If you're going to be playing in the regional final, you're going to be playing the next day for the state semifinal, and they're going to have a representative there.
So they're going to make that a one-game deal then, if they're going to do it that way, right?
No, it's going to be back to back.
Fayette, Round Top Carmine just tried to pull a hidden ball trick with a fake throwback to second by their pitcher. He was off the rubber and faked it, and the infielders were looking out in the center field, but Finhouse didn't bite on the fake. So it's a 3-ball and no strike count here to Cole Schmidt. From a coach's and an administration standpoint, do y'all like this setup like this where you don't have a state tournament per se, but you play another round to get to that point?
I mean, I think there's a strike. It's going to be more kids that are going to get medals put around their neck when you're splitting a division. Of course, 1A, we're going to get the short end of the deal with a few of the situations. But, if it's best for more kids to get the experience, I think it's great. But I do hope they fix what happened this past year. Because if you're in the state semifinal game and the home site that's hosting the game has no idea what to do afterwards.
Right.
That's kind of disheartening because it's part of the pageantry. You know, you make it that far. You want your kids, win or lose, to be able to have that experience of making it that far and getting the recognition. Either way, whichever it falls.
All right, Cole Schmidt now with a 3-2 count with that runner at second. That pitch is very close, just a little bit low, and that's a ball 4 and a walk for Schmidt. So the inning stays alive, and that'll bring up Jack Winford. Now, y'all have graduation tomorrow night. That'll be at Festival Hill like always, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Graduating tomorrow at 7 o'clock. So another group across the stage. Got 14 tomorrow.
Here's the pitch into Winford, a little roller, one hopper toward Will Miles Neese at short, over the first, to throw in time for the out. They just got him, and the inning is over. So nothing doing here for Fayetteville in the third inning. They strand a couple of runners. We're going to the bottom of the third, still 3-2. We'll have more with Mr. Skavisa when we come back right after this.
More summer savings at LaGrange Napa. Motor Delvac heavy-duty motor oil starts at $17.99 a gallon. Toolbox Blue Shop towels, $2.79 a roll. Or the pack of the 6 rolls, only $14.99. That's at LaGrange Napa, 210 East Travis, LaGrange.
Weekend farmers and ranchers, as well as full-time farmers and ranchers, know that Carmine Feed is the place to get your questions answered. With 2 locations in Carmine and Giddings, providing a full line of Nutrena and Sunglow feed, custom blended fertilizer, weed spraying, lime application, and knowledgeable employees to help you every step of the way. And make sure to visit their open-air nursery located at 191 North Madison Street in Giddings. Carmine Feed and Fertilizer, a proud sponsor of this broadcast. Wishing the Round Top Carmine Cubs the best of luck in the baseball playoffs.
All right, welcome back to Farmers Park. We're going to the bottom of the third inning. It's 3-0. As Jack Schlau finishes his warm-up pitches, we have RTC Superintendent Brandon Skavisa. Mr. Skavisa, what do you say about the number of people that are here today?
Well, I can definitely tell you JW's in Carmine tonight is probably not going to have a good turnout, as well as Horse Sox. They're probably going to see a reduction.
Well, I think she's here anyway.
Oh, yeah.
but you know, the nice thing about this is one of the rare times at this level, and everybody knows everybody.
You bet.
All right, here is Facundo Serta starting it off, and he takes the strike in there from Schlau, Serta, Robertson, and Neese. When the district realignment came out, were y'all a little bit surprised that they had split y'all up for baseball?
Absolutely. Dr. Harvey called me, and I honestly hadn't seen it yet. And they petitioned to get back into the district, and I voted for them to come back into the district. And it was just a shock as far as the distance for them how far they were going to have to travel. But again, like I mentioned earlier, for us to be at this spot right now for 2 teams, just this short distance up the road, I mean, it's great. It's great.
And, of course, everything else, y'all are in the same district other than baseball now.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, everything. And that's why it's so wild, when they realign stuff like that. And I can tell you from my coaching days, even when I was in Columbus, when I started my career, they realigned us one time down all the way from Columbus to Sweeney and West Columbia and Stafford. And then 2 years later, we were with There's
a line drive by Cash Robertson up the middle after Serta went down on strikes, and that's the second hit of the ball game for Round Top Carmine. That was a good swing of the bat that time by Robertson there for that hit.
But we were in Sweeney and West Columbia, and then the next year we were back in the district with Belleville, Sealy, and Giddings, and I wanted to say, like, this makes sense, but I don't quite understand sometimes what UIL is thinking. But
all right, back to the top of the order for the Cubs. Will Neese is up with Robertson at first after that line drive single, and that curveball is blowing out, and it bounces past Henneke and back to the backstop, and Robertson will get down to second base. And RTC has their first runner in scoring position here in this game. This is the bottom of the third of game 1, and it's 3-0 Fayetteville. You know, that first inning a while ago, you gave up 2 runs, but y'all had to be very happy about that with all the base runners that they had there.
Yeah, you bet. They could have blown that open a lot worse than what it is right now, no doubt.
All right, 1-0 coming up here to Nice, and there's a strike call, and it's
this is actually the first time I've seen Fayetteville play this year and seeing Sly pitch, and let me tell you, he's being in the back right here. This kid is bringing it.
Yeah,
he's got some heat.
All right, 1-1 pitch coming up here to Nice. Sly checks the runner, and that fastball comes in on him and almost hit him. And it's 2 balls and a strike. Orlando Soto is on deck as the Cubs trying to get on the board here in the bottom of the third, down 3-0. All right, 2-1. That breaking ball is on. The runner's going to third. The throw down is right on the number. And they got it. Dylan Henneke throws a strike, and they gun down Robertson to plate. The third base umpire was making sure that Casper had the ball, and the runner gunned down trying to steal third for the second out of the inning. So now Nice is up with a 3-1 count and nobody on. That comes in and hit him. That got him on the helmet. That was a fastball that just got away from Sly, and the ball ricocheted all the way up the first baseline. He's walking up the line here, but a little bit gingerly, and they're going to check on him because they got him on that ear flap. And Nice had no chance of getting out of the way of that one. As hard as he throws.
No, he was pretty much froze there. You're exactly right.
So they would take as much time as they need over there. And I imagine the first couple of questions, how many fingers am I holding up?
It's one of those things, looking at some of the shots, one of the shots that I think it was Kavicka that hit into the dugout over there. Who's to say that they ain't going to make the players in the dugout wear a helmet one day, because that was a screamer.
or you put a screen up a little higher in front of those things too.
Yep, it'll wake you up. If you ain't awake, that'll wake you up.
Well, it looks like Nice is planning on running. He's kind of flexing his neck a little bit over there at first. Yeah, he's not going to come out. They'd have to drag him off the field probably if he wanted to come out. All right, so the Cubs have a runner at first. The batter is Rolando Soto. 2 outs in the inning. Still a 3-0 lead for Fayetteville. Now Soto will step out, waiting. I think they're going to get a courtesy runner out there for the pitch.
We're going to have a pitch hitter, maybe. We'll see here. Yeah, we'll see.
Could be. Yeah, Coach Orange is coming out to talk to the plate umpire. I'm a little surprised that they don't put a runner in at first for Nice, though, as a courtesy, though, especially under the circumstances.
Yeah.
Yep, looks like we are going to get a pinch hitter here for Soto. Grabbing a bat is Josh Ballou. So Ballou is going to bat here for Rolando Soto here in the third inning. So there's no count on the hitter here, so Ballou doesn't inherit anything here coming up to bat here. Comes up with 2 outs. Will Nice is a runner at first. Pretty good lead over there away from Konvichka. Sly was stretching the pitch to the plate. Fastball right through there for a strike.
Yeah, I'd be pretty shocked if he doesn't take off at first base. Got to get him back in the scoring. We'll see.
The 0-1, another fastball, and a little bit of a late cut by Ballou. Fouled it off into the screen here off the first base side, and he falls behind 0-2. Here we're visiting with Round Top Carmine Superintendent Brandon Skavaisa. In game 2, after a while, we'll chat with Dr. Jeff Harvey from Fayetteville. All right, Sly looks in. The runner holds. The pitch is swinging and miss, strike 3. And Ballou, the pinch hitter, down on strike. And that will do it here for RTC in the third. They get a base hit and leave a runner. We're going to the fourth inning. It's still a 3-0 lead for Fayetteville. We'll be back to Fireman's Park here in Brenham right after this here on KVUK.
School sports are played by humans, coached by humans, and officiated by humans. So the next time you're sitting in the stands at a school athletic event, please remember this and maintain your humanity, especially when it comes to judging and critiquing athletes, coaches, and officials. Please show your fellow humans some respect. They'll appreciate your empathy.
This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Farmers Lumber Company really does have everything you need, everything. That includes a great paint department, steel products, lumber, ranching and fence supplies, tools, hardware, and plumbing. Located at 515 East Travis in LaGrange, they're open Monday through Saturday. Farmers Lumber Company is also a great place to work, and they are now hiring. They're always looking for good candidates in all positions. They have an immediate need for lumber yard loaders, so stop by today and fill out an application. Farmers Lumber Company.
All right, Mike, thank you very much. And again, thanks to Superintendent Brandon Skavicius visiting with us there. We're going to say we'll visit with Dr. Jeff Harvey, the Fayetteville superintendent. He'll chat with us during the second game of our doubleheader after a while. It is 3-0 with the Cubs leading this ball game. Each team has 2 hits. Fayetteville got 2 runs in the first inning and 1 in the second. And Will Neese, who took that fastball on his helmet a while ago, back out there. Jack Schley through 3 innings has 68 pitches. We're going to check the pitch count here. Neese has how many pitches? How many does he have? 56? 66. So it's about even between the 2 pitchers. We go to the 4th inning. Here is Brody Dooley, who doubled his first time and takes a fastball at the knees for a called strike. The 0-1 curveball breaks low and away for ball. So it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Very warm, but we got shade now where we're all located. The folks further up closer to the first base dugout now so lucky. There's a swing and a foul out of play by Dooley off over the first base dugout. 1-2 count to Dooley. He doubled in the second inning and scored to make it a 3-0 ball game.
KVLG-KBUK LaGrange.
There's a bounce at the third. Third up with it over the first, right on target, and there's one away. 5-3 put out, and Dooley retired to start the 4th. Top of the order, Lawson Fritsch will step in. Scored their first run, or at least the Lions' first run back in the first inning. Reached on an error, then he popped to third his second time up. And he's ready. Curveball catches the corner for a strike. Yeah, that was a strike. He cut across the plate on the outside. They're at the 0-1. That fastball is low and away. Cash West has tried to pull that one in, but plate umpire wasn't going to buy it. 1-1. High fly ball, deep left center. Got some carry to it. Wonderly camping out underneath it, and he can't handle it. And Fritsch is going to wind up at second. He's still coming. He's going to come to third, and he's in there. He rounded second and kept going, but that ball had some hang time on that one again, just like that one while ago to right field. Probably had ice on it when it finally came down. It's if you're camping out under a fly ball like that, you keep waiting and waiting and waiting for it, and it's a very high sky. That means there ain't no clouds up there, so that makes it even tougher. And the Lions have a runner at third base with one out. And the hitter is Easton Yeager, and he takes a strike. Yeager has walked and sacrificed fly, and a run batted in for him. And the scoreboard operator is thinking long and hard on that one. They didn't put anything up there. That's got to be in. There's a line drive down the right field line. That's going to fall for a base hit. Chris will trot home from third, and Yeager's going to get a double out of that one down the right field line. And it's 4-0 Fayetteville. Double to the opposite field for Yeager. RBI 22 for Yeager, and here's Jack Schlein. Now they're going to put the shift back on a while ago that actually worked with Serta, the third baseman, playing in right field as a rover, and he hit a sinking line drive right at him. First time up, Schlein walked. He could bunt the ball up to third baseline. So again, Miles Neese is playing the lone infielder between second and third base. Stretch and pitch, and Schlein swings and fouls one back for a strike. So the Lions now lead this ball game 4-0. They have a runner at second. Yeager's breaking for third. There's nobody to cover it. Neese tried to get over there, and the throw from Wessels bounces into left field, and Yeager's going to score. Another throwing error, which has been the bugaboo for RTC today, and that lets the run score to make it 5-0. Stolen base, and an E2. There's our first train of the evening. Been like that for 100 years here. Sly swings and fouls one off toward the railroad tracks. You get at least once a game of a train. All right, the 1-2 pitch coming to Schley. Bases empty with one out. 5-0 game. There's a good changeup or curveball, and Schley swings over it for strike three. Third strikeout for Will Neese, who has not pitched badly today. A couple of throwing errors have really hurt. First pitch into Chance Konvichka's in there for a strike. Fayetteville only has 3 hits. There's another towering fly ball to deep center field. Going back is Robertson, still going back, and he can't get it at the deepest part of the ballpark. A double. Well, the Lions have hit some towering fly balls in this game. Just hard balls to go after. I mean, we're talking about some major league hang time on these fly balls. So they have a runner at second and Chance Konvichka with 2 outs. And the batter is Dylan Henneke, who has popped up and singled. All right, Neese looks in. Konvichka with a pretty good lead from second, and Neese will step off to get him back closer to the base. That one bounces in there for ball. A good save there by Cash Wessels. Lions batting here in the top of the 4th. They lead 5-0. Stretch and pitch. That's right there at the knees for a strike to Henneke, and it's a ball and a strike. At the 1-1. Shot towards short. Neese is up with it. Over the first in time, and the inning is over. But the Lions had a couple of runs here in the fourth inning on a couple of doubles. And we are going to the bottom of the fourth. It's now Fayetteville 5 and Round Top Carmine nothing. Back with more from Brenham right after this.
The Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo is in the books, and Shoppers John Deere is proud to be the official tractor provider. Shoppers donates over 120 pieces of equipment to help move the rodeo. People always ask, what do you do with all those John Deere tractors when the rodeo is over? Well, we bring them back to our 8 Shoppers locations and sell them with great demo discounts along with full warranty. It's a once-a-year tractor opportunity. See our specials at SHOPPAS. Shoppers, we're your tractor experts.
As the school year comes to a close, Colorado Valley Communications would like to recognize the hard work, dedication, and achievements of our local high school seniors of Fayette and surrounding counties. To our area graduates, take a moment to celebrate your accomplishments as you look forward to your future. We wish you endless success and fulfillment as you embark on this exciting new chapter of your lives. Congratulations to the class of 2025 from all of us at Colorado Valley Communications.
All right, our ball game moves on here to the bottom of the fourth inning. As we're at the halfway point of game one and a 5-0 lead for Fayetteville. The Lions with 5 runs on 4 hits. They've left 6 runners on base. RTC, no runs on 2 hits, leaving 3 so far. Jack Schley with 4 strikeouts so far. He's back out there for the Lions. There's Carter Marburger, followed by Cash Wessels and Miles Neese. First pitch from Schley. Low and away with the slider for ball 1. The 1-0. Fastball is hit sharply into the hole. That's a base hit from Marburger, as he is on with RTC's 3rd hit of the ball game. That'll bring up Cash Wessels, the catcher. All right, Schley working out of the stretch. Not a big lead by Marburg, and a slider strike call on the outside corner to Wessels, and it's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch, swinging a foul straight back. What are y'all ducking for? That ball was 7 feet above y'all's head here. By people sitting right on the front row down here, and the foul ball hits the screen and it's way above them, and they're still flinching. All right, Schley, big right-hander looking in, stretching pitch. That curveball didn't do much of anything except stayed up real high for ball. It's 68 pitches through 3 innings. That's a good curveball. That's a strike at the belt. And that's strike 3. Strikeout number 5 as Wessels caught looking. And here is Miles Neese, who bounced into a fielder's choice his first time. 1 away. Swings through a hard, high fastball for strike 1. The 0-1 pitch. Slider again. Strike call at the belt. It's 0-2. The 0-2 curveball, call strike 3. That was the overhand slower version for strike 3, and Nice goes looking. 6 strikeouts now for Jack Schley. Marburger still at first after the leadoff single. And here is Cody Wunderlich, the left fielder. Fastball in the outside corner for a strike. Sly ready. Curveball, swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Starting to mix them up pretty good. At the 0-2 went with the high hard one, but it misses outside for ball. And it's 2 balls, 2 strikes here to Cody Wunderlich. RTC has had 1 runner reach second today. That was Robertson in the last inning, and that stayed up high on that pitch. So 2-2 to Cody Wunderlich. Sly ready, and here it comes. Low and away for ball. That'll fill up the count. So 3-2, scoreboard is behind the pitch. So this will get Marburger going at first with the full count, 2 outs. Stretching pitch, low and away for ball. Marburger wasn't running there, but they've got 2 on now with 2 outs here in the 4th inning. Marburger down to second as Wunderlich takes over at first. And the hitter's going to be Caden Tovey, their first baseman, the Cubs' first baseman. Went down swinging his first time. Got a runner in scoring position here for Round Top Carmine. He's looking for a 2-out hit. There's a check swing strike right in there. RTC hasn't had a lot of opportunities to score here. Now down 5. The 0-1, swinging a foul into the screen up right above us again, and it's 0-2. Right, 2 strike count here to Tovey with 2 on. Sly checks Marburger at second. The 0-2, curveball, swinging a miss, strike 3, inning over. So Sly strikes out the side around a walk and a base hit. And we are through 4 innings here in Brenham in game 1. It is 5-0 Fayetteville. More baseball coming up right after this.
Since 1965, Fayetteville Propane Company has taken care of your propane needs. They sell and service propane tanks. Fayetteville Propane also has fireplaces, gas logs, heaters, and gas grills. They also carry water heaters and outdoor cooking equipment. Call Fayetteville Propane at 378-2213. They also have an office in Brenham. That number is 979-836-7044. Fayetteville Propane is happy to be a part of tonight's regional finals broadcast.
Phillips and Lucky Funeral Home is a proud sponsor of this broadcast. Phillips and Lucky Funeral Home has been serving the families of Central Texas in their times of need for over 80 years. Family owned and operated, Phillips and Lucky Funeral Home offers meaningful and personalized funeral and cremation services with care and compassion from people you know that you can trust. Phillips and Lucky Funeral Home in Giddings.
All right, Mike, thank you very much. We have a pitching change here for Round Top Carmine going into the 5th inning as Will Neese has been relieved here with 84 pitches. Is that what we had after 4 innings? So they brought in Fagundo Serta, who was the 3rd baseman here, to pitch the 5th inning. And down 5-0. Of course, Will is their best pitcher. So Coach Arns is kind of looking at the second game here a little bit already. Matt could use him later. And Neese will pitch 4 innings here. He only gave up 4 hits. Struck out, let's see here, 3. Struck out 3 over those 4 innings. But allowed the 5 runs. Of course, all of those weren't earned. There was a couple of throwing errors that really hurt RTC. So Facundo Serta is now on the pitch. And let's see, they have moved Miles Neese is gone to third, and Will Neese is going to play shortstop, it looks like. So the brothers are playing short and third now. And Fayetteville here in the 5th inning. We will start with Casper, Schmidt, and Winford. And Serta's first pitch, going away for ball. And again, Neese leaving with 84 pitches through 4 innings. Faced a lot of hitters. All right, the 1-0. Strike call. Right at the knees, and it's 1-1 here to Camden Casper, who has walked and struck out swinging. That comes in and hits him. Inside pitch, and Casper is on to start the 5th inning. So the Lions have their leadoff man on here in the top of the 5th, and it'll bring up Cole Schmidt, who has popped up and walked. Fair side lead by Casper from first to pitch. Little flare lifted outside of third. Going back is Miles Neese, but he can't reach it. And it drops in down past the third base bag down the line, about 4 foot foul for strike 1. The sun is beginning to become an issue for I would think the first baseman, the second baseman, and the right fielder, and maybe to the center fielder too to some extent. The 0-1, that's wide, about 3/4 side curveball. The fans sitting behind home plate back around toward third now are pretty much in shade with the roof. The folks on the first base side are still dealing with the sun for a while. The 0-1 to Schmidt, he squares around and pulls it back and takes it outside for ball, and it's 2 balls, no strikes. 5-0 ball game. The Lions 2 in the first, 1 in the second, and 2 in the fourth. Casper at first, no outs. There's a line drive in the right field, a high fastball, a spit single. Knocked down by Soto. Rounding second, coming to third base is going to be Casper. The throw there is going to be late on target. It's a relay from Will Neese that's just a little bit late. And the Lions have first and third with nobody out. Leading already 5-0. Here's Jack Winford. First hit of the afternoon for Schmidt. Fayetteville now with 5 hits. Winford has struck out and grounded out. Runners on the corners, and Fayetteville was going to do something here, I'm sure, with Schmidt at first. He holds, and it's a sidearm pitch is low. There's a throw down to third base by Cash Wessels. Good thing that Miles Neese was looking. It kind of bounced in there to him. Pretty good lead by Schmidt. He's going on this one at first, and that pitch hit him, and that's going to load the base. Winford takes one on the front arm. Coach Aaron Orange is coming out now. having a little conversation with the plate umpire. This could be no telling what that conversation was about. All right, Fayetteville now with the bases loaded, no outs for Brody Dooley, who was already doubled. He also grounded out. Fayetteville looking to put the clamps down on this, and that's a wild pitch. It bounces by Wessels, and here comes Casper home to make it 6-0. Smith to third, and Winford to second, and Casper scoring on the wild pitch. Still nobody out. The 1-0. Swinging a shot drawn in infield right at Miles Will Neese. He threw home. There was nobody coming from third base, and then they threw to first, and they almost got Dooley, who's been injured here lately. He's not running real good. No. But the last thing I think, he thought that throw would come from the catcher. Hard hit ball by Dooley. He gets a base hit, an infield hit. The bases are loaded now. Smith was holding at third, and I think we're going to get a runner at first for Dooley here. Again, who's not running real great. And I'm guessing that's Mason Finhouse. So this will be Finhouse is going to run for Dooley at first. And the Lions with the bases loaded, nobody out, and a run home, and they have a chance to really blow this game open. And here's Lawson Fritch. They're up 5-0. Make it 6-0. They've scored one here. And that's low and away. That bounces by Wesley. Here comes Schmidt. He's going to score on the wild pitch to make it 7. And everybody moves up behind him a notch. Winford to third and Finhouse to second. And Fayetteville could go for the juggler here in the 5th inning to get it up to 10 if they can, and then hold them. Got nobody out. Infield is in close. There's a little dribbler out in front of the plate, fielded in fair territory by Wessels, and he tags Fritz, and he's out. Fritz didn't run. And I don't know if he thought it was a foul ball or not, but that was a smart play there by Cash. Wessels caught it out in front of the plate, and they get the out. So that'll go 2 unassisted. And I have a feeling that Fritz might have thought that ball was foul. But it looked like Wessels caught it out in front of the plate, and the plate is in fair territory too, even though a lot of people don't believe that. Here's Easton Yeager, line drive in the center. That's a hit. That's going to get Winfrey home. Coming around third and scoring without a throw is Mason Finhouse, and that makes it a 9-0 ball game. 2-run single by Easton Yeager. He's driven in 3 runs tonight. That'll bring up Jack Schley. Let's see if, yep, Round Top Carmine's going to go back to the shift. They're going to put one of the nieces out there in shallow right field. Will playing between short, has shortstop all to himself, and that pitch is off the mid of Wessels, and Yeager will go down to second base. And that is if you're Fayetteville, that's an important run there with 1 out. Lions have scored 4 to make it 9-0. Schley has walked, lined out, and struck out. That's wide for ball, and it's 2-0. Yeager at second base with 1 out. Stretch and pitch. high and deep to center. That's way back there. Robertson going back, and that's over the Green Monster. It's a 2-run homer. It took a while to come down, but it was just to the right of the 360 sign. And Sly makes it an 11-0 ball game. They have Fayetteville is kind of tinkered with the deep, high fly balls, and that one finally got out of here from Sly, straight away center. And that makes it an 11-0 game. The 6-run inning, and here's Chance Konvichka with 1 out. That's way wide from Segundo Serta for ball 1. Konvichka hit by a pitch, doubled and flied out. He pops one up off the handle, and where's it at? And went out of play here off the third base side. Hit the roof, if you probably heard that. The Lions had 4 hits coming into this inning. They've got 4 hits in this inning, including the big 2-run homer by Jack Schley to straightaway center. The 1-1, that's low and outside for ball. Two-one pitch, way wide for ball again with a fastball from Serta. Three and one, outside for ball, and Konvichka draws the walk. And that's going to bring up Dylan Henneke, who is 1 for 3 here in game 1. 9th batter of the inning. Pitch to Henneke, and that hit him. Got him on the front leg, and that'll put 2 long and 1 out. Camden Casper will be the batter. So Henneke walking it off a little bit down the right field line. Konvichka down at second. Now we got a pinch runner at first base. That's a courtesy runner, actually, for Henneke, the catcher. That's going to be Jason Halfman. It's right there, too, yeah. He's right over here, too. So Halfman running at first, and the hitter is Camden Casper. Halfman is a courtesy there. That's way high and inside for ball. Segundo Serta coming in to pitch this inning's had a rough inning here. Stretch and pitch. Curveball misses down low and away. That didn't miss by a lot there, and it's a ball and a strike. Still only 1 out. Casper led off this inning with a walk and scored 1 of the runs. They have scored 6 in this inning. There's a swing and a miss off speed. Had it way out in front of that one. 1-2. Another off-speed swing and foul back into the screen. Trying to stay back on that one, and he hit it right off the end of the bat. Konvitsky at second, half-minute first. Curveball inside, bounces away from Wessels. And then going to third base was Konvitsky, and Wessels threw down there, and he overshot the third base, meaning the run scored. RTC has made a few ill-advised throws today that have really hurt him. So that makes it 12-0. Happen moving up to second on the wild pitch to stay put at second on the overthrow. Still only one out. Two-two pitch. That drops in there low, and that's a walk for Casper. Here comes Coach Arns out of the third base dugout. Cole Schmidt will be the batter. Now, don't forget, we do have game 2 coming up after this one. I would assume 30 minutes, give or take, when we get to that point anyway. This is a meeting on the mound with everybody. Does not look like there's going to be a pitching change here. This is just a meeting on the mound. Schulenburg lost the first game of their doubleheader tonight with Danbury 4-0. And they are in the second inning of game 2, and there's no score. So the Horns are down 1-0. Dropping game 1 4-0 to Danbury. Rather extended meeting. That plate umpire went out and broke it up. So Cole Schmidt's going to step up to the plate here. Cole has a hit today and 2 official trips. He also walked. Runners first and second. There's a strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1. The throw back to second. Actually, that was a pretty good fake by Facundo Serta back to second. Pitch to Schmidt, bounces in there, had him skipping out of the way of that one, and it's the ball and a strike. So a 1-1 count. Then off the end of the bat, roller toward Miles Neese. At third, over to first in time for the out. There's 2 away. So 2 gone, and here is Jack Winford on that round ball. Casper up to third base. Swing and a miss. Here's a final score that ought to wake some people up. Burton beat Shiner 4-1 in the first game of their series. Whoever pitched for Burton today threw 75 pitches, and they won 4-1. The 0-1 inside, and Winford took one for the team there, just took it, and he gets hit by it. And it's the second time he's been hit, incidentally. So that'll put runners at first and third. So Burton, coming off the win over Flatonia last week, wins the first game against Shiner today. Here's Brody Dooley stepping up with 2 outs and runners on the corners. Dooley has had a double, a ground ball to third, and a single. He had the base hit earlier in this inning. And RTC is going to have to score some runs in the bottom of this inning to keep this game going. It'll be Serta, Robertson, and Will Neese. Facundo Serta just trying to get out of this inning. And there's a high fly ball, not deep to left. Cody Wonderly coming on hard, and he dives and can't make the play. 1 run is home. Hafner scores. Casper scores to make it 14-0. Winford goes first to third and stops there. I would assume that's got to be an error. So the Lions now have first and third again. And Lawson Fritch is up again for the second time this inning. He was thrown out by the catcher, Cass Wessels. There's an inside pitch that's pulled into the third base dugout. And he had a pretty nonchalant move out of the way by Coach Arns in the third base dugout. The 0-1, that bounces in there and knocked down nicely by Wessels there. Winford took a big break off of third, got back. The ball didn't get by him. Nine-run inning, that's what I got. That's what the scoreboard says. This game was 5-0 when the inning started. 14 now. And there's a bounce to the third, backhanded by Nee. That's a good play, but he's going to stick it in his back pocket. That's a base hit. No reason to throw that one. Coming home from third was Winford. But that was a smart play there by Miles Neese behind the bag. He had no chance. That's an infield hit for Fritch, and he gets a run batted in. Amos Schley is with us today. All right, here's Easton Yeager, who scored 3 runs today. Now he bounces one foul with an error by his dad, the third base coach. Easton has walked, sacrifice fly, RBI, double RBI, single 2 RBIs. He scored 3, driven in 4. That's blowing outside, and a good stop there by Cash Wessels. Yeah. Bouncing ball, that's outside of third, foul by Yeager. Dooley, the runner, at second. You got Fritch at first. And a long, tough inning for Round Top Carmine in the field. That bounces in there. This is a lot like the inning we saw at Cibolo Steel last week. That 9 runs that Fayetteville scored on Canepa. Two and 2, bouncing slowly, hit toward Neese at third. Going to get on the bag and just touch the bag, and they get the force play, smart play, as Dooley or Fenhouse forced out at third base, unassisted by the third baseman, and that's going to end the inning. But the Lions have a large inning. A 10-runner here in this inning I'll count the hits. 1, 2, 3, hitting the home run by Schley. So 10 runs on a number of hits, let's say. And we're going to the bottom of the 5th inning. It is now 15-0 for Fayetteville, and RTC now coming up for their last shot here unless they score 6 runs in this inning. We'll be back.
Ore Sox Cafe has the best home-cooked meals along with great service and is located at 121 West Fayette in downtown Fayetteville. They have so much to choose from, like chicken fried chicken and steak, catfish, hamburgers, homemade onion rings, desserts, and lots more. They also have daily and nightly specials, so make sure to dine in to enjoy a delicious meal with their great service. That's Orsock's Cafe in Fayetteville, a sponsor of this broadcast, wishing the Fayetteville Lions the best of luck in the baseball playoffs. Special recognition to grandson number 2, Camden Casper, and their son-in-law, assistant coach Sodek.
Howdy, everybody. Todd Fritch here for Giddings Livestock. Jeff Brown, Phil Brockenbush, and myself appreciate the opportunity to market your cattle. We can receive your cattle at the barn or for your convenience. We have holding pens in Industry, Fayetteville, Carmine, and LaGrange. For more info, you can call the barn at 979-542-2274 or check us out on Facebook, Instagram, or GittingsLivestock.com. And remember, at Giddings Livestock, your cattle are our business.
The LaGrange Family Health Center is happy to announce that their new physician, Dr. Nathan Anderson, is now on board, and he is seeing patients in both the LaGrange and the Giddings Clinic. The LaGrange Clinic is located at 1253 North Von Minden Street and over in Giddings at 598 Cactus Street. To make an appointment, you can call 979-968-8493. Again, Dr. Nathan Anderson is now on board and is seeing patients at the LaGrange Family Health Center, their location in LaGrange and Giddings.
Gary and Betty Fritch from Fritch Cattle Company proudly support the Fayetteville athletic teams, and they are super proud of the Lions baseball team and coaches. They send them the best of luck in the baseball playoffs, and a special recognition to their grandsons, Lawson Fritch and Jack Schley. Go Lions! Fritch Cattle Company, located in Fayetteville, a proud sponsor of this broadcast on KVLG-KBUK.
All right, top the bottom of the fifth, Fagundo Serta leads it off, and he has an 0-2 count, and that foul ball there got a piece of Dylan Henneke. That one ricocheted off of him into the backstop. Lions lead it 15-0 with a 10-run top of this inning. So Fayetteville now looking for 3 outs in this one to wrap this game up by run rule. For you folks that have never played baseball, the baseball hurts. It is not. And, of course, he's catching, and that's even. You can wear all the gear in the world, but that foul ball is going to find a spot that ain't covered. All right, 2 strikes. Henneke gets that back into behind the plate. Here it comes. Curveball, and it buckled his knee, but it was inside for ball. Cash Robertson is on deck. Jack Schley looking for 3 outs here. Swing and a miss. There's one on the high, hard fastball. 8 Ks for Schley in this one. Now they face Cash Robertson, the center fielder. Again, Schulenburg lost the first game of their 2 games tonight, 4-0 in game 1. Third ball in, and that hit him, I guess. Robertson got a little piece of his arm on the breaking pitch, and they got a runner with nobody out. And again, thank Brandon Williams for his scores. Again, Burton beat Shiner in the first game of their doubleheader tonight, 4-1. After Burton defeated Flatonia last week, now they're playing Shiner in that same district, and they're up 1-0. Pitch and pitch, fastball a little bit outside, maybe. Might have been a little high. One oh pitch, swinging a line drive in the right field. That's a base hit the opposite field. Lopez hustling over, gets it back in. See the cutoff man Whitford going first to third was Robertson, and a line drive single into right field. by Will Neese. So runners on the corners for Round Top Carmine, trying to, nothing else, break up the shutout here. There's one out. RTC now with 4 hits. Will Neese has been on base all 3 times. A walk, hit by a pitch, and now the base hit. And here's Rolando Soto, left-handed hitting right fielder. He squares around. The runner from first is going. It's a strike. Fayetteville, no reason to panic with these runners here. They're up by a bunch. The 0-1. Another strike through there. Soto sticking the bat out there, but I don't think he has any intention of bunting here. The 0-2, swinging a miss, late on the fastball for strike 3. And now the Cubs are down to their last out here in game 1. 2 gone with 2 on here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Carter Marburger has popped up in single. If you're a Cub fan, you'd like to break the shutout out of nothing else here. Curveball is inside for ball. The 1-0. Another breaking pitch is inside from Sly, and it's 2 balls, no strikes. Again, we want to thank RTC Superintendent Brandon Skavaisa for the visit during this first game. Dr. Harvey will be with us here for game 2. There's a swing and a miss, and the ball pops off the mitt of Henneke, and coming home to score, Cass Robertson, and the shutout is gone as RTC gets on the board here in the 5th inning. Gave their fans a chance to cheer about something. Will Neese went to third base on the pitch. 2-1 count to Carter Marburger. Still 2 outs in the game. All you want is an out here if you're Fayetteville. 2-1. Swinging a foul that took out the K's on the screen back here for the strikeout. Some of these moms are hanging up here. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Carter Marburger. Sly ready in the 2-2. Curveball, swinging a miss, strike 3, and that's the ball game. So the Lions come up with a huge 11-run top of this 5th inning, and they're going to take game 1 of this doubleheader tonight in this regional final round by a score of 15-1. We'll take a real quick break, and I'll come back and give you the totals, and we'll take a break then, and we'll get ready for game 2 right after this.
Did you know that Carmine State Bank has been serving the banking needs of their customers from one location for over 100 years? That's right. And while they may not have multiple locations or branches, Carmine State Bank has strong, deep roots, continuing to be one of the strongest and well-capitalized bank in this area. Reach out to Carmine State Bank to learn more by visiting their website or visit their location at 235 Centennial Street in Carmine. Carmine State Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender, a proud sponsor of this broadcast.
Menarche Construction has a reputation of building high quality and solid homes. Their customers know that they will get the craftsmanship and service they deserve. If you're looking to build a new home or to remodel your current home, call Menarche Construction at 968-3618. That's 968-3618. Menarche Construction is happy to be a part of tonight's broadcast.
JW Steakhouse in Carmine serves home-cooked, wholesome food in a comfortable atmosphere. Chicken fried steak and chicken, hamburgers, certified Angus beef steak, delicious sides, homemade desserts, and more. JW Steakhouse is located in downtown Carmine and open Tuesday through Saturday from 11 to 9, closed on Sunday and Monday. And JW Steakhouse is a sponsor of this broadcast. They are really proud of the Round Top Carmine baseball team and wish them the best of luck in the playoffs.
Brushka Store and Bakery in Ellinger, family owned and operated since 1912, and known for their delicious kolaches, cinnamon rolls, and other freshly baked goods, along with their cheeseburger, sandwiches, and more. They're conveniently located right along Highway 71 in Ellinger. Next time you're in the area, make sure to stop, fill up on gas, snacks, and pick up some baked goods and order from the grill. While you wait on your order, browse through their area of gift items and apparel. Rushka Store and Bakery, a proud sponsor of this broadcast. Go Lions!
All right, welcome back. Let's give you a real brief wrap-up of the totals here. Then we'll take a little break between ball games. 15-1 as Fayetteville wins the first game, an 11-1, or make that a 10-run fifth inning. Just blew this thing wide open. So for the Lions, 15 runs on 9 hits, left 8. RTC, a 1 on 4 hits, leaving 4. And the Lions go up 1-0, and now they can go for the sweep here in the nightcap. I would say somewhere close to 7:30. And now it's a must-win for the Cubs to try to get this series back here on Saturday afternoon. So game 1 goes to Fayetteville, 15-1 over Round Top Carmine. We will take a break, and we'll be back here probably in about 25 to 30 minutes, give or take, to get you ready for the nightcap of this doubleheader here at Fireman's Park. I'm Gary Dushek for Mike Anders. We'll talk to you folks here in a little bit for game 2. So be sure to stay with us here on KVUK.
Reader's Air Conditioning and Heating Incorporated in LaGrange is proud to be a part of tonight's broadcast. A Lennox home comfort system from Reader's Air Conditioning and Heating gives you and your family around-the-clock comfort at a perfect temperature. Call 968-5277 to learn more. Reader's Air Conditioning and Heating along with Lennox. Comfort is just a phone call away. Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
Since 1988, Round Top Real Estate has provided exceptional service for buyers and sellers in Fayette and surrounding counties. We live here, we work here, we play here. Come share the country with us. Make sure to visit us on the square in Round Top, at 103 North Main Street in LaGrange, or at roundtoprealestate.com. Round Top Real Estate is a proud sponsor of this broadcast.
For over 80 years now, the Cavender Auto family has kept Texans on the road, and today's no different. With one click to CavenderAutoCountry.com, shop 4 Cavender dealerships, including Cavender Ford, Cavender Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, and Cavender Polaris in Columbus, and Cavender Chevrolet Buick GMC in Weimar. One click, 4 dealerships at CavenderAutoCountry.com. Making confidence happen right here at home.
Get the good stuff.
Summer savings at LaGrange Napa on a variety of Milwaukee tools, accessories, and work lighting. Brake Clean brake parts cleaners start at $4.99. Napa Premium Conventional Motor Oil, $3.49 a quart, or $16.99 a jug. That's at LaGrange Napa, 210 East Travis.
Weekend farmers and ranchers, as well as full-time farmers and ranchers, know that Carmine Feed is the place to get your questions answered. With 2 locations in Carmine and Giddings, providing a full line of Nutrina and Sunglow feed, custom blended fertilizer, weed spraying, lime application, and knowledgeable employees to help you every step of the way. And make sure to visit their open-air nursery located at 191 North Madison Street in Giddings. Carmine Feed and Fertilizer, a proud sponsor of this broadcast. Wishing the Round Top Carmine Cubs the best of luck in the baseball playoffs.
I love playing sports, especially for my school. And that's because school sports are special. It's where it's safe to fail. It's where we're taught resilience, where our fear becomes confidence. It's where we learn to get back up after every fall. School sports are where 7.8 million students go from I can't to I can.
This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.